Hey guys, welcome back to Empties. So we're gonna get right into it. So today, as the title would suggest, we're gonna talk about skincare products that I would have used in the past, those that helped with my hyperpigmentation and those that didn't. So, and other, as well as other products that I use for other skincare concerns, what worked, what didn't. And I think it's very important to start off by saying, first of all, this is what did or did not work for me. Not saying that it will or will not work for you, so just rest me in the comments. If it is something that I hated was the best thing you ever used, good for you, and vice versa, yeah? So and before we get into it, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you never miss when another video drops. So as you might recall, earlier this year I did a haul of skincare products that I had gotten to address my hyperpigmentation and other skincare concerns. Today I'm going to break down which ones worked, which ones didn't work. So first of all, we have the Glow Recipe Papaya Sorbet Smoothing Enzyme Cleansing Balm. Now that's a mouthful, and that might be the reason why my double cleansing days didn't last long. So when I got the cleansing balm, the intention was to join the double cleansing train. However, who has the time? I entered a phase where I just wanted my skincare to be a lot more simple, because then it's a lot easier to maintain. So I relegated the cleansing balm to using it on the days that I filmed, because while it was very, very good at double cleansing, don't get me wrong, it's even better at removing makeup. So when it is I would have filmed things and I would have worn makeup to do those shoots, I would use the cleansing balm as my first step in cleansing, and then move on to a cleanse. And I can tell you nothing that I've ever used before, not micellar water, not makeup wipes, not makeup remover, not coconut oil, takes makeup off like this cleansing balm. So I would get it again for that purpose. Granted, I'm sure with more research I could probably find something else that removes makeup a lot easier, but when I tell you, it just all melts off in this balm in tutus. So would I recommend it? Yes, just not for the purposes that it's advertised. So I'm sure it's a great cleansing balm. I just didn't last long with the whole double cleansing thing. So my niacinamide, which I got in that haul, the bottle is still full. Like when I was going through the inventory of things that I'll be reviewing today, I realized that the niacinamide was still full. And it's still full, not because it doesn't work. I used it in the past, I know that it works, but I have a lot of skincare products backstocked. So I've actually also just stopped buying skincare on a whole, because I just have so many things that I haven't gotten around to using. And on that list of things, there was a phase where I was obsessed with K-beauty, and I had gotten a lot of Korean skincare products. And the one I'm using right now is a bee venom snail mucin essence, and I'll have it up on the screen. I can't remember the full name right now, but basically bee venom, studies have shown it helps to tighten and plump the skin, as well as increase collagen production, and the snail mucin moisturizes, firms, and replenishes the skin. For me, I've used that essence as my moisturizer, and when I found that my oils are balanced. I find that my skin doesn't overproduce oil, and thus I've just given the niacinamide a rest, because somebody's doing your job, boo.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job.
Yeah, so the niacinamide is still there and it will be used. I'm just currently satisfied with my sebum production control with the essence, and therefore I would recommend the essence for anybody looking for so that's my moisturizing step. So anybody looking for a moisturizer, anybody who's interested in delving into K-beauty, and yeah, I'd recommend it. So Alpha Arbutin is one of those products that I got to help with my hyperpigmentation, and what I will do is put up a photo of myself before I started doing my treatments for hyperpigmentation, and you guys can compare and decide if you think that progress is made. For me, I can say I feel like the answer is yes, but we'll get into more details shortly. But the point is, I used the Alpha Arbutin after I'd used tranexamic acid, and the tranexamic acid for me is what I think made the biggest difference in my hyperpigmented spots on my face, which is the next product I'm going to talk about. But basically, I used the Alpha Arbutin after I had used tranexamic acid, just at the finish line, and therefore, did it work? Yes. Were the results drastic? I'll have to say no, but that's because somebody else had already put in all that work and then you were just like the finisher. So this alpha arbutin, did it work for me? Yes, but I can't. There's something else that worked a lot better before I got around to using this, and I'm going to talk about it now. So would I recommend it? Pinch of salt, yeah. So with that being said, what really worked for me was and that alpha arbutin was from The Ordinary. Tranexamic acid, which I just mentioned I used before the alpha arbutin, I would 100% recommend. I used the one from the Inculus, and I would say it really did a great job of clearing up the hyperpigmented marks on my face. Not so much on my legs, but I can take ownership of the fact that that was because I was a lot less consistent with the way that I used it on my legs, which was a logistics thing basically. Because in the morning I would like cream my skin in my bedroom and then do face things after I dressed in the bathroom, and then while I'd be doing face things I'd always be like, oh my goodness, I was supposed to put this on my legs too, but now I'm fully dressed. Okay, maybe next time. And then next time just never came. So at night, sometimes I'd remember, but again, like after I was done bathing, I would cream my skin in my bedroom and then come back in my bathroom in my pajamas, or not in my pajamas.
I don't care what anybody says, Chucky. Nikki is good. Nikki is sweet. Nikki is Nikki.
And then put the tranexamic acid on my face, but again, like I'd already put moisturizer on my face, and when I'd already put moisturizer on my legs. And one of the things about skincare is you're supposed to layer your products in order of thickness of the product, otherwise it won't penetrate as well as it's supposed to. So again, it would always be when I would remember to put the tranexamic acid before my moisturizer. All that to say, the tranexamic acid really works on my face for clearing up the dark marks, but I didn't really use it on my legs as consistently, and thus the results on my legs aren't stellar at all. But definitely I found that my hyperpigmented marks on my face have cleared up. I'm going to put the picture here like I said before, and you can tell me in the comments, do you agree? Do you think it's cleared up? Do you think it hasn't? Up next from that haul would have been the matchsticks from Fenty Beauty. I would have gotten mine in the shade Ebony, and there's a friend of mine who always teases me now that in all my videos you could always in my videos and my photos you could always tell that, you know, I've contoured to the gods, and I love it. I mean, it's very hard. It has been very hard in the past for dark skin people to get products that they can use to contour, and as somebody who makes content and records things, I use my hands a lot. I just realized that that's happening. But also, like this video is one of the few videos you'll ever see me on here barefaced. Like, it's not for me, it's not my ministry. I just feel like if you're coming on camera, you know, I feel more comfortable covering up my blemishes, evening out my skin tone, and then once you've done that, you have to add back the face's natural contours. And I would say that the matchstick from Fenty Beauty in shade Ebony has been amazing to do that. I will, however, say I've looked at my videos now, and it was a little bit of an overdue, you know. So definitely in videos in the future, I'm definitely gonna work on technique, because it's a product that I wasn't used to using, and like blending more and making things look a lot more seamless and a lot more natural and a lot more, you know, your skin but better. I woke up like this. But I love the product. I love the product, and I would definitely recommend it. In that video about hyperpigmentation, I also spoke about the importance of sunscreen. I'd gotten 2 sunscreens at the time, one that was tinted and one that wasn't. And the tinted one was from Ilia, and I did a swatch test in the video, and it blended into my skin seamlessly. I've worn the Ilia sunscreen tinted moisturizer twice, and what I could say about that particular tinted moisturizer is it is not mask friendly. It's not Trinidad weather friendly. Like, people always talk like Trinidad is not a real place. Like, one of the reasons why Trinidad is not a real place is the heat. Like, the heat is unreal, and my hat is out of place. But the Ilia tinted moisturizer, I remember I wore it to work one day, and when I was leaving and I got in the car and I took off my mask, I said, well, all this sunscreen in the mask was wrong. So was it good at like giving coverage, evening out my skin tone? Yes, but was it sweat proof? No. Was it mask proof? No. And the only other time I wore it was for a Zoom meeting that I had, just to do a quick snatch for the Zoom meeting. I can't recommend it. Like, I want to recommend it, but I would recommend it if you work in AC. Yes, if you are somebody who works in an air-conditioned office and you want a tinted moisturizer or a tinted sunscreen and you're a person of color, then yes, I'd recommend it because you will not be sweating. But if it says you will be sweating, she can handle sweat. She can't. She melts. She melts. But the other sunscreen I got, which was the Tatcha Silken Pore. Why are these things like tongue twisters? The Tatcha Silken Pore sunscreen, I would absolutely recommend. One of the biggest issues that we as people of color usually have with sunscreens is that purple cast that a lot of the sunscreens give that aren't tinted. And the Tatcha Silken Pore goes on seamlessly, colorless. The only thing I'll say is around my hairline and around my brow where I sweat the most. There have been a couple of days where somebody would tell me, hey, was that white thing by your hair, boy? So I know that when I sweat, it shows back up a bit white. But one, it definitely holds up against sweat a lot better than the earlier does. And two, it's just, I guess, yeah, it's just there. It's just there for me. I don't know if it'll be just there for you. But I would definitely recommend it. I think it's an incredible sunscreen. I've seen the difference that it makes for me with hyperpigmentation and protecting me from it, but also there are products that I'll get to later on that I use that cause photosensitivity, and the difference that I feel in my skin on a sunny day when I'm wearing it versus when I'm not is palpable. Up next is the Fenty setting powder. What shade was that? Was it like cocoa? It was like cocoa or chocolate or something. The name will be on the screen. I definitely think it has helped with the shininess that you usually would have gotten from me before in my videos. Now again, I can't say that, but I mean I could say that, but I would love to get your opinion. Do you find that I look less shiny in my videos now? This video doesn't count because again I'm barefaced, but I love it. I think it works well. I think it also does a great job of setting makeup, and I think it's very good to have one that is, again, dark skin friendly. So especially like when you do photos with flash and stuff, you look at like old photos of black folks back in the days and they would look, casket ready, and I've never had that issue with this product, so I would recommend it. It helps with oil control, it helps with setting the makeup, and it helps with saving product. Like if it is you don't want to, it adds coverage, that's what I'm trying to say. If it is you don't want to wear like a whole bucket load, you add that layer right after your primer, and yeah, like you don't, because it's in my skin tone range, I then don't have to apply as much as everything else. So in the end, I save product and money. So I would recommend it. Next we have the Kombucha toner. The full name again will be on the screen because all these products have these names that are mouthfuls. I can't recommend it, and here's why. So I have this chest that I keep my skincare in, and the way that bottle is shaped, it had to be on the side, and the cap leaks. The cap leaks. So within the first couple of days of ownership, I lost about 75% of product by just leaking out into the chest. And then I just used the little dregs that I had remaining. So I really can't say if it does anything much, because I didn't really get to use much of it. And I definitely think that, is it youth to the people? Youth to the people, you really should work on that packaging. Yeah, because it wasn't anything that I had done to the cap. I just took the product out, put it in my chest, and lost 75% of the product. So one, I'm disgruntled. Two, I never got to use it. So that three, I cannot recommend it. So there's some other products that I'd like to discuss that weren't in that haul, but I want to mention it for honorable mention. Anyway, so yeah, I was sitting in, so I usually go to my esthetician for chemical peels, and after I get the peels done, she usually gives me, I have to pay for it, this post-treatment set to use that has 5 products in it, and there are 2 products from the set that I really liked. Oh, so here's what happens. So it's like sample-sized products, and for me, and it's sample-sized products, and you're supposed to use it for like the week after your treatment, and then go back to your normal skincare. But even though they're sample size, they last longer than that week, and we don't waste money in this household. So what I did, because I wanted to test to see which ones I would like independently. At different stages, I swapped out one of my regular skincare products for one of the products from that set to see how it worked on its own. So it's from a line called PCA. I would recommend the cleanser. And for me to recommend a cleanser is a big deal because I feel like cleansers are... It's very rare that a cleanser to me makes a big difference or rocks your world unless you have like a really specific skincare concern. I feel like from drugstore to high-end to prescription, I've never really found that a cleanser makes a big difference to me. Usually it is the treatment steps, the toners, the essences, the creams that I leave on that make a difference. But their cleanser did a really good job on its own of toning down my acne and inflammation. And I guess because it is a post-procedure product, maybe, well, not maybe, that is why. And therefore, I would recommend the cleanser. Other product I would recommend is a product called Clinicalm. It has hydrocortisone in it, and hydrocortisone, again, helps with inflammation. And when I would use Clinicalm, and I tell you, my skin would be so clear. And there's a term used like angry skin, when your skin is like really inflamed and red. My skin would be so clear and so, that's why I call Clinicalm, duh. It makes sense. My skin would be so clear and so calm, like not angry, like so free of inflammation and not red at all. And then I went on the site and I saw that you're not supposed to use Clinicalm for more than 9 weeks. I was like, oh, well, what had happened was, yeah, because there's a risk of your skin thinning out, which maybe it did, but it was thin and clear. The other products that was in that set, they have two other moisturizers, one to use in the daytime, one to use in the nighttime, and a sunscreen. Don't care if any of them on their own at all. So when it comes to Clinicalm, I would say my advice with using it, and again, for Clinicalm, what I would do, yeah, let's do that. What I would do in the future is use it as a treatment if I were having a breakout to help reduce the inflammation and redness with that breakout versus using it prophylactically or just casually the way that I was. Yeah, so would I recommend Clinicalm? Yes, but after a treatment and during a breakout. So a lot of people in the skincare community tend to bash products that have fragrance with it, citing the fact that fragrance in skincare products, especially leave-on products, tend to cause irritation on a lot of people's skin. Now, that has not been my experience with products with fragrance, except for the following products, which I bought in the airport in duty-free maybe a while ago, but back when we could have traveled, so at least 18 months ago. And it is the L'Oreal Men Expert Vitalift Anti-Aging Revitalizing Gel. I'm telling you, all these skincare products have these names that are a mouthful. When I tell you, this is cologne for your face. Like, it have products with fragrance and then it have this. The scent is that cliche Dakar Noir. This product is made for men. Smell, that's one. Two, it doesn't go away. Like I will put this on in the morning and I will smell it on my face like lunchtime. But three, being as heavily fragranted as it is, it irritates my skin. Like it burns us. It burns. Yeah, like it irritates my skin. I wouldn't recommend it at all unless you. I recommend it as a moisturizer for, like, I don't know, your body, if you're looking for like a scented moisturizer. But to say for your face, no. One, the smell irritates you because your face, like, nobody puts cologne on their face. Two, it irritates my skin. And three, it wasn't even like a good moisturizer. That's the thing. Like if you were doing all that, but then the skin was like plump and dewy and juicy and giving things, then maybe. But nah, like no, no. Like the best moisturizer for me to this day, would be L'Oreal Hydro Boost. Is that L'Oreal? It's not L'Oreal. It's L'Oreal. Yeah, Hydro Boost. If it is not, I'll just edit this out. But yeah, when I tell you, when you use L'Oreal Hydro Boost, your skin is just soft and supple and dewy and but not greasy, but just yes. But yeah, this, don't do that.
And there's one more thing I wanted to just include in this video,
because it's a conversation that I have with friends a lot, and then I can never remember the name sometimes, or the name sounds ridiculous, so people don't believe me and I tell them it's a real product. If you are one of the guys who gets haircuts and you get a mark and at the back of your head you get those bumps, and I put a picture up here. This is a product called Bump Stopper that I absolutely love. What I usually do is carry it in my bag when I go to the barbershop, and right after the haircut I go in the bathroom and put it in the back of my head, and then for the next like 3 days thereafter, because I used to get those bumps like really bad, and it stops it like nobody's business. This is the bump stopper. It's called High Time Bump Stopper, and I'll put a picture of it up here. I get this at Pennywise, and if you are a guy who gets bumps at the back of his head after you get haircuts, I absolutely recommend it. It works for me. I hope it'll work for you, but I definitely recommend it. So I usually get chemical peels done at my esthetician's office, and I can't lie, the last time I was there, I was sitting, and this applies to both the video and just to going to the esthetician in general. I couldn't help but think as I sat in the waiting room, you could save so much money if you just accept the fact that you are ugly. Like, if you just say, done it, like, let the face look how it look, whatever happen, like, you would save so much money. Of course, I didn't follow through on that, but you know, it was a thought. So before I leave, as I said to you guys, like, I have so much skincare in back stock. Right now, what I'm using is a set from La Roche-Posay that I bought months ago that I've only now gotten around to using. I'll put it up here. I like it so far. The one thing about it I'll say is that it's one of those products that on the box it says may cause photosensitivity. Now, first of all, the answer is yes, it does cause photosensitivity. And secondary to that, I absolutely have to make sure that I wear my sunscreen when I'm using this particular set. Because there was a day, like, even like driving to work that morning, by the time I got to work, like, the side that the sun was on was just stinging. It's an anti-acne set. I would say I like it so far. I think it's working so far, but I definitely think you have to wear sunscreen with it. So that being said, get in the comment section. So with that being said, get in the comment section. Let's chat. Let's have a dialogue. Tell me, what are you using so far in your skin? What are you using right now in your skincare routine? What skincare concern are you trying to address right now? For me, having gotten my hyperpigmentation more or less under control, up next I really want to address the texture. Like, I have really a lot of acne scars, particularly on my cheeks, and I hate it. So I'm gonna be working on trying to even out the texture of my skin. So what is your skincare concern that you're dealing with right now? What are you going to be dealing with next? What are you using? What worked for you? What didn't work for you? Did you use any things in this video? Is there anything that I recommended that you think you're going to try now that I recommended it? Get in the comment section. Let's talk, guys. And until next time, like I said before, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and since you're already here, for your convenience, I will put up the next video. Binge me a little bit. Binge watch me. Bye.